to my YouTube channel. This is African Affairs by your girl Neva. Here we'll be learning about historical events that have occurred in Africa from West, South, Central and East Africa, and also we'll be learning about influential people who have influenced our country in various ways. Kindly like, share and subscribe, and let's get started. I'll also be doing my makeup at the same time. I'm new to makeup and let's also learn makeup together, okay? If you have any suggestion on great makeup tips for dark skin girls, comment down below. So today we'll be learning about the former First Lady of Zimbabwe, popularly known as Gucci Grace, This Grace, First Shopper, among other many nicknames given throughout the reign of her husband, Mr. Robert Mugabe. But she preferred to be called Amai Mugabe, like the mother of nations, but of course no one called her that due to who she was as a person. You know, you can be in position, but you're not catering for the needs of your people. She was born in 1965. She was born Grace Marufu, and she was born in South Africa. The first born in a family of 5 kids. The family went to South Africa to look for greener pastures. As we all know, the economic state of Zimbabwe has not been that good, so they went to look for greener pastures. But later on they came back. She came back with the mother to study, but left the father in South Africa. She went to primary school in Chivu and later on at Christian Mambo Secondary School in Manicaland, where she studied her secondary education. She further went on to study Chinese, but she admitted that she wasn't proficient in the Chinese language as she had expected to. Gracie, after school, was lucky to secure a job as a typist at the office of the president. And Mugabe ni nani, guys? Mugabe ni nani? Seeing a very pretty young woman in the front office, you know, it's a typist like you are a receptionist, yeah? So he saw her and man was in love. He couldn't contain himself. At this time, Mugabe was married to his wife of many years, Madam Sally, and Sally was a good woman. She was the first lady of the people. People loved her. People adored her. She was very philanthropic. She went to charity events, organizing events at the State House. Yani she was all-rounded. And Mugabe here, a man is a man, yeah. No offense to men. I know there are good men out there, but yeah, he started an affair with this young woman, Madam Grace, and this affair led to the birth of 2 of their children. Imagine, while both of them were married, and this took a toll on Grace's husband, because this was not like an affair like Chinyamaji. This was a real affair where everyone knew. Imagine someone having an affair with the president. People know because they went to places. He even promoted her to be his personal assistant. So she was flying out of the country with him. Any press conference utaona Gracie hapo kando, and the husband started drinking. Imagine, the husband started drinking, and later on Gracie would say that she left him because he was a drunk. Imagine, like, madam, please, we know, yeah. So she gave birth to 2 children, Bona and Robert Mugabe Jr. And yeah, in 1986, unfortunately, Sally died, the wife to President Mugabe, and this was a great opportunity for Gracie because she ended up getting married to the president, and it was the biggest wedding ever. Yeah, a lot of people attended, almost even Nelson Mandela attended the wedding. She was so pretty. In addition to that, she stepped in, and this is where her nickname Gucci Grace comes in. You know how Sally was here helping people, contributing money here, doing this project, doing that project. Not Gracie. She was too pretty for all that. Kazi yake ilikuwa gani? Gracie's work was to do shopping. She shopped. That's why she's called a fast shopper. Yeah, she used to do shopping in London, in Hong Kong, in Paris. She said that she can only wear designer shoes, Ferragamo designer shoes, only because her feet were narrow. Yeah, hatukuwezi mama, we can't with you. Anywho, yeah, so she was just shopping here and there. She bought a lot of properties. Even one was named after her, the Graceland, which she ended up selling to President Gaddafi. But she had a lot of property. The Blue Roof mansion was a 25 bedroom all en suite, yeah, all en suite with a spa, 25 whole bedrooms. Also, there was this agrarian revolution where Mugabe was like telling the Europeans who had colonized us to return land back to Zimbabweans. And you guess who was the biggest beneficiary? Yes, you guessed it right. It's her, Madam Grace. Madam Grace won herself 2,500 acres piece of land where she started her dairy factory, the Alpha and Omega Dairy Factory. In addition to that, she had a project, as the first lady that she is, to start a school known as the Amai Mugabe Foundation. Amai Mugabe School, supported by the Grace Mugabe Foundation. But people say that the money used at the Amai Mugabe was from taxpayers and not the foundation, as she was claiming. Anywho, this project was very expensive because it supported STEM students, and they sponsored like 18 students. It cost them like 200 euros annually to support these students. So it was a very expensive project, by the way. And apart from that, there were other scandals like iron smuggling that Grace was associated with, diamond mining, a lot of things. She had a lot of scandals, but of course nothing was followed up because she was the first lady. And her nickname, this Grace, came because of her attitude. I hear that she's very ready for conflict. She's very ready to fight you, yeah. Ukitaka kuja na ngumi. She was so ready, and it was seen by a model who was partying with two of her sons, the Robert Jr. and Chitunga, two small sons. They were partying in South Africa, and she followed to like look for them like the way African moms are, yeah. And she ended up assaulting this girl, and the girl obviously sued her, and she didn't even attend the court. Another event occurred it was Hong Kong, where her daughter Bona was studying. She went and she had this altercation with someone, and she ordered at a shop. She ordered the bodyguard to beat the person up. The drama this woman had. So as time went by, Grace realized that the husband is getting old. Remember, Mugabe married Grace when he was 40 years older than her. They had like a 4-decade difference in age. So Gracie looked around and said, "Oh my God, if this man dies, I must go back to the life I had before, because she could not take care of all the properties herself, and obviously her sons were very, very spendthrift. If you see the parties they had, the expensive watches, the big cars they drove around, they are very spendthrift, and most Zimbabweans didn't like her sons. Okay, so she wanted to be the president after the husband. And how can she be the president, may you ask? Because she only shopped. She was, apart from the school, there were not like real events or anything that she contributed to the country that made people even consider making her the successor of her husband. So she came up with this bright plan to go to school first. She went to school and studied sociology. And this sociology, I don't know if it was diploma or what, because she did sociology within a 3-month period. And we all know if it was a diploma, it could have been 2 years, or if it was a degree, it could have been 4 years. And I don't want to accuse someone, but anyway, yeah, she did. And she even had a thesis which has never been seen by people, by the way, but she did. She graduated and was awarded with a big ceremony. After that, she was able to now be part of the women's, like the leader of the women's wing of the ZANU-PF party. And the vice president at the time was known as Joyce Mujuru. And Joyce Mujuru, a little history, was that her husband died on her farm. Like, you just wake up, you go look for your husband around your house, and then you find him dead, imagine. So it was under suspicion that something happened. Of course, something happened, but do we know? No, we don't. We were not there to ascertain to that. And yeah, Grace, together with her husband's friend known as Emmerson Mnangagwa, started to write this in the papers, like Mujuru wants to fight back, to avenge her husband's death, and the life of the president is in danger now. And they just started these rumors until it was a big deal, and Mujuru ended up being fired from being a vice president. And guess who took over the VP seat? Yeah, the Emmerson Mnangagwa. But this friendship didn't last long, because Gracie here wanted to take that seat. She wanted to take that seat. So from there, she started to have these big rallies, campaigning all around, taking poor Mugabe all around the country, because it was almost the end of Mugabe's term, and Emmerson obviously wanted to take over as president. And Gracie here started to just campaign against him, telling people negative stuff about Mnangagwa. According to how it is being said, Mnangagwa took some ice cream. I don't know. I've never seen Baba taking ice cream. Anyway, it was said that he took ice cream in one of the rallies, and from there, Sema Kuhara, the man reared, and he knew that someone is up for my neck, someone wants me dead. So badala nyamaze badala nyamaze na mashida zake, he planned chini ya maji. He went around telling people how First Lady wants him dead or wants him destroyed. And here is when Nani stepped in, the president stepped in, and he said that you cannot accuse my wife falsely. And that's how Mnangagwa lost his seat at the ZANU-PF and obviously lost as the vice president. So the seat was empty. Gracie is winning, guys. After the ice cream incident, Mnangagwa received a lot of stress on his life, and he ended up just fleeing the country to God knows where. He fled. I'd also flee. I can't wait to die. Hey, ugali bado ni tamu. So he fled and just went. And Gracie, after Mnangagwa leaving, she tangazed that, hey guys, I want to be the president. Or was it vice president? Yeah, any of those anyway. Anyway, she won. The army was not pleased. You know, in a country, like in African countries, if anything goes haywire, the army will step in. So the army was not pleased. Actually, they didn't even inform the army of all this that was taking place. And the general of the army, his name was Constantine Chiwenga. He was in China at this time. And to seal her deal kabisa, you know what Gracie here did? Gracie or the husband, one of them anyway, they decided to arrest Chiwenga. Chiwenga was not in the country. Cindy, I've said that. So when he was to come back, they were waiting for him to come back so that they can arrest him. They were waiting for him to come back. They even had policemen waiting for him at the airport. But good thing for Chiwenga was he had allies back in the country, and they went undercover, like they pretended to be airport attendants, and while those policemen were waiting for him, they covered the policemen. You guys, walikuwa nyuma yao mapolisi, and they arrested the policemen who wanted to arrest the army chief, the General Chiwenga. After that, he respected the president so much, and he just told him to resign, and that's why the president resigned, and it was a bloodless coup. I guess that was like the end of Gracie, because after resigning, what else is left? Nothing. He resigned, and Nagangwa, who ran away, was brought back. He came back and he took over, and currently he's the president. He's the president of Zimbabwe. I don't know how that is going. It's been long since I watched news, because news has been so sad and depressing. But yeah, he's the current president. But I know African leaders, there's nothing new. It's just the same person, like the same behavior, different bodies. The same behavior, different bodies for people. But Mugabe reigned over Zimbabwe for more than, like I can say, for like 30 plus years. Mugabe reigned over Zimbabwe for a long time. I remember I was born, he was still a president. Every year, it's like another country that's neighboring us that I won't mention the country's name, but it starts with a U. The country starts with a U. I won't mention the name. Yeah, every year the president is the same person, no change. The condition is worse. Someone is just benefiting for themselves only, and it's so sad, by the way, as African countries. And yeah, that's the story of Gucci Grace. Something I didn't say was that she had a lot of affairs within their marriage with the president, which obviously she denied, but two cases were like ile wezi kata alipatikana like red-handed. One was Peter Pamire, and he ended up dying. Of course you will die or cheating on, like flying the president's wife. He died on a road accident. Another one was a bank teller who was also a confidant for the president. He also ended up dying, and it was found that he died of poisoning. Yeah, but Grace never admitted to these claims. The sad part is, it's not only Grace, like she was the most vocal of them all, but we know that as Africans, that is the trend, by the way. That is the trend of, you get money, you take over, you and your family, and all the other people don't matter, and that's really sad. And I guess we will continue to be third world until our leaders change, or we change to the people we vote for. Yeah, it has been noted that most millennials and Gen Zs, they don't vote, because after all, like, people have given up, but we should not give up, because if all these old people go away, we will be the one, like, we are growing to be older and taking over positions, and it will be really sad for the next generations to have like leaders who don't care for their people, and it's so sad. It's so sad. Currently, Mugabe died in 2017, and he died in Singapore, and Gracie was by his side, and from there they laid low, and Gracie lost most of the properties because they were government properties. You see, the agrarian revolution, they are supposed to be for people, but they took them for themselves. And yeah, after they left, Chiwenga like gave back land to, like, it was given back by the state. It was taken back by the state. Yeah. So this is my finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope I was entertaining. Any corrections are very much recommended. Let's grow this channel, and suggest any other leader you want me to talk about, and let's meet on my next video.